What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni, and welcome to another project right here. It's called Space Engineers, a open-worldy, blocky, sandboxy kind of game like Minecraft, but with technology and, gathering ore to produce technology and components for building ships and things like that. You can have a starting condition on the planet and then try and overcome gravity and leave the planet into space, from where you can then find asteroids and other planets to go down onto, right? But for this you need space travel and space thrusters that do not only work in the atmosphere, which these ones do, but you need hydrogen thrusters or other thrusters that will work in outside the atmosphere of a planet. Now we're here already pretty advanced after a while, and I want to show you something small, how it all began, okay? And don't worry, by the way, this content here, it is a video series with multiple episodes, but it will not push away the Stargate content. I will always still produce the space battles in Stargate because I enjoy them a lot, and they're a nice video format, if you ask me. But what I want to show you here is, this is the head-up display now, with all the controls and building stuff and blocks that you can build and much more, right? But I'm just hiding this for a bit, just so that we have a bit more beautiful graphics here. The graphics are pretty nice, they do not look bad. This right here is my first produced vehicle. It is a huge harvester with large wheels and a large platform. And what it basically comes down to in this game, let me just real quickly run you through the basics in this game. We chose starting condition Earth, or Earth-like planet. The sun is coming up right now. It's getting bright, and you see the shadows moving out. And the first objective basically is to gather ore, which you do here. You go down here, you have a drill, and then you just start to hammer away at the rocks, right? And then you collect the rocks, and then you refine them. You'll get silicon, nickel, you'll get iron, and many other things out of this. However, there are also veins of direct iron ore and nickel ore and so on, right? So and you start with stone and you just extract whatever materials inside, which is a lot. But you basically just start with stone, and you need to gather a lot. You need to gather so much that you can start to build actual drilling machines, building machines that do the drilling and working for you. Right? It's all about making things more easy for yourself in this game. And about this later, okay? I shouldn't even show this to you yet. I wanted to show you my first vehicle. And I realized, okay, now we had one drill on the base that was drilling a little bit, but it wasn't mobile, and we needed something that's mobile that can drive around and just dig. And that was this thing. It didn't look like this in the beginning. It was gradually getting bigger and bigger. At first we only had 2 refineries, but what it had always was this, the drill section, which I can use. Here I can go into the cockpit and then lower the drills. See that? Now they're going down. And obviously I don't have them running right now, so I rather pull them back up before they hit the ground. But I can also turn on the drills, which let me just do that real quick to show this to you guys. Whoop! Now the drills are drilling, and if I would move the harvester, this is how I called it, it's my harvester. If I would move it backwards or delete, I could just destroy those steel things. I've already made a hole here. You see here, this is how a hole looks like that I've been doing with those drills. And the crazy thing about this harvester was it made gathering ore so easy. I could move around, and with the ore detector, I could find, look, there's iron here, or there's nickel here, or whatever I needed, and I just stood there, hit the handbrakes, and I lowered the drills, right? And that is just so amazing. So many of those, they would collect resources so quick. But now another problem emerges, and there was problems that you have to overcome. As soon as I started gathering with this many drills, I was getting so much ore that I was getting too heavy with this thing. It started with like 500,000 ton, and suddenly it was 5-6 million ton inside this thing very quickly from just digging 2 holes like this. And I was like, well, I couldn't move anymore. The thing was getting too heavy, and it could no longer move. So what I did, I needed more thrust. The suspensions weren't strong enough, so I needed thrusters to the front and to the back and they would now start to help me move this giant thing when it got too heavy. Over time, the refineries would refine the ore, and it would get lighter again, but it would take quite a bit of time for the refineries to finish digging through all this, refining all the material. And until then, I was super heavy, and I still needed to be able to move, right? And that was my idea with these things. Of course, more and more storages came on top. We had O2 hydrogen generators with that would make energy out of hydrogen. Then we have a gyroscope right here for whatever reason. I think Polarbearz did this because this is an actual server right here. I rented this game server to let space engineers run on it because I wanted to, I play with Polarbearz. I'm not playing it alone, I'm here with him, and we both build a lot of things together. For example, we have here a massive power plant that generates energy out of wind, and that's a constant energy source that you have on planets. That's an advantage of being on planets. But the disadvantage is you first have to overcome gravity in order to leave this planet, and then in space find asteroids, find other planets to dig into, and you know, alien planets, then Mars planets, and you know, Europa planets and whatnot. There's so many sorts of planets that you can find and explore. For example, you see this moon right there, or there's a moon all way out in the distance right there. You can actually go there. You just have to finally leave the planet to make it. This game was in alpha 6-7 years ago, whatever, when I bought it. I didn't understand a thing, and now I've discovered the game back after a few years, and it's so well developed now. And yeah, by the way, the way these drills work, okay? They are on pistons. You see, these are pistons. They go down. If I press the right button, they will extend to 5-6 times the length they have, and they also have one of those yellow things which is a conveyor system. See, they're plugged into a conveyor system, and that means the material that I get from the drills, they direct the material all the way through the pistons back into the next conveyor systems, and then down into the ship's storage, from where then refineries pick it up and refine all the things, and then have their own output for ingots that they do, and with those ingots you can then produce stuff in assemblers, right? There's a whole bunch of, look, if we go into the cockpit of the ship, of the harvester, you have a control panel where you can define and make lights, you can make groups of things, and you can check batteries, for example. You can have a lot of stuff going, and also you can produce things. If you go into the production menu, you can produce all kinds of things, and in all those different assemblers you have. And that's what we've been doing. So, this is just the intro, right? I just wanted to give you a little intro on how my first vehicle I've built worked, with those drills and the pistons and all that. This was how I started the game, with the help of Polarbearz in the beginning to give me a few creational ideas on how to use pistons at first, because this was my first time playing, right? And he also built things, but I was always the guy who built bigger. I was always building on the largest scale, like being a bit crazy and just going way too big with everything, because I want it to be so that whatever I build now is running in the future for a very good purpose. And so in the end, we stick with the things I built most of the time because they were just so large, but it took me so long to build them. And I've been playing for a week the game now, and what I want to show you in the near future is what our next plan is. It's this right there. This is massively large. Look at this thing. This is our capital ship. And yes, I know it does look like a car, this looks like wheels, this looks like the cockpit, and I know. I don't want it to look like this, it somehow became this thing. The reason it started looking like this was because we have here a hangar. It was very important for me when I designed the ship that this has a hangar that fits all our produced content in all our ships. Obviously, the ground harvester will stay here on the ground. We won't take it with us. It might just sit there, or we take it apart and take the resources. Oh, wait a minute, there's a drop pod. Hold on, let me just get the drop pod real quick. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, look at my suit, by the way. This is so funny. This is the pajama suit. I found it actually in one of those drop pods. They fall down from the skies from time to time. And yeah, you can just go there and pick up some random stuff. Sometimes there's something in there, sometimes there's not. In this case, hopefully, there is a sweet reward for it. Aha. There's a battery on it, and there's a bit of armor sloped. I wonder what this thing contains for us. Let's wait for it to reach the ground. And by the way, the whole world, the whole planet is destructible. I could literally spend 5 years of my life if I wanted, if not more, just digging into the planet through the middle to dig through it. Eventually, if I reach the middle, the gravity will start to reverse, and I will have to dig upwards then. You could technically just destroy and dig away the entire planet, and you could do this if you wanted to, and then you have no planet anymore. You just live on the last piece of rock, and then you go away. The gravity will probably decrease the more you put away from it, the less mass it will have. And I was once in space. I have built one spaceship. It's not here yet. It's over on the water lake. This is where the spaceship is. It has hydrogen thrusters, and it was able to leave the orbit of the planet here. But that was just a try. Now, the real goal is to run this thing, this capital ship over there, into the space. Now, what do we get here? I'm getting a bit of steel plates or interior plates. Is there nothing else? Is that it? Sometimes there's some really... Wait, this is it. Is it it? Yeah. No. Oh, here. Special content. Try your luck. And you got a new item. A leopard helmet. Woo! This is awesome. Of course, since we're in a, in a game where you can build all kinds of obstacles. You can build awesome looking spaceship. You could probably build the Ori ships from Stargate or whatever if you just spend enough time to get it all and to make it happen, right? With all the slopes and all the things that the game gives you, not just a square, but also in these kinds of angled forms, then of course round forms and all this, you can build so much in this game and start with nothing and then produce your own help, your own tools like ships and drilling platforms and whatnot to get to what you want to do, okay? Alright, so let's get back to the ship, because this was just the intro. What I do next is I realize I need some more gold, okay? And I can no longer move my ground harvester. Right there, this one, I can no longer move it because it's now... It basically... Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, but these little stands, they secure the large ship that is being built. It makes no sense, but this is how you build stuff in Space Engineers, okay? On a planet. I needed to make sure that I have enough room to build, so I started high up, and it was no problem because the game allows you to do these kind of things. Even though it is really accurate in terms of physics and stuff, that part, it's not very accurate, but it doesn't matter. It's just a thing. And it's secured on 3, independent pieces, so even if one breaks off, the ship will not fly down or fall down. Now, I can no longer move it because it's connected here and the ship is attached directly to the harvester, so we had all the resources from the harvester in the ship immediately as we build it. Now, I can no longer move it, so I need something else to move and to dig ore with. And that's where the air harvester came in, right? And how this thing works, it's basically a vertical ship with a drilling platform that's a little bit wider than the ship itself, which means with the thrusters, it's actually able to dig inside as long as it wants. There's no stopping it, because pistons, the thing that lowered the drills on this one, the longer they are, the more they will rotate, and if the drilling hole is too long with the pistons, they will start to ramble against the walls and destroy the drills. So there's basically a physical limit how many pistons you can attach to each other. Now this thing here is different because it can go into the earth as much as it wants, at least until the point of the middle of the planet. If you can't go further than this, because then the gravity will reverse and you have no downward thruster or upside thruster, so that will be it then. Now, how this thing works, I'm going to show you in episode 2. I'm going to dig a hole. I need some gold, and that stuff is deep. So, let's leave it as that. Hopefully, tell me what you think about this video episode right here in this topic. I'm going to record the next video and show you this, and then I'm going to also introduce to you the capital ship really soon. Obviously, you can have turrets, Gatling turrets, rocket launchers. You can build your own weapon systems with explosives, in a pipe, and you know, just there is so much you can do in this insane game, and it's just the beginning. We're just scratching the surface of what you can do here. So yeah, there it is. That's me. Let me close my visor here, or open it. We are going into space sometime soon, but we're also going to make this huge spaceship here fly. This thing, it's supposed to fly eventually, right? And that test is due for today. And if it works, we're gonna go to the ice lake, collect a huge amount of hydrogen for our engines, and then we're going to be able to leave this planet. Hopefully, with the thrust and everything calculated right on this to work and be strong enough. And of course, with a ridiculous amount of storage inside. I'm gonna introduce you guys and show you the ship soon. For next episode, I want to dig a massive hole and get some good stuff with the air harvester and show you how this thing works, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for being with me, you guys. Awesome as always. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.